My daughters love their pasta al dente. And if you'd like to be on the receiving end of a fierce dressing down, well, go ahead and serve them a pizza with chicken or pineapple. When they speak Italian, they speak it with swag, just like any self-respecting Roman. So whether it's Natale, Christmas, or Pasqua, Easter, or the Midsummer Festival, Ferragosto, my daughter's appreciation for their mother's rituals and customs is, well, in a word, perfetto. And yet that's only half the story. What about me, their father? What if the culture he'd like to pass on, the culture that anchors his identity, isn't outwardly manifested via any rituals or customs or language? How does one inherit something that one cannot see? I left home, my parents and everything and everyone I knew at the age of 16 to pursue an education overseas. I've lived on 3 different continents, worked for global organizations, traveled the world for business and pleasure. I guess I was a global citizen before it became a buzzword, and have mastered the art of blending in. From my childhood in Mumbai to boarding school in Singapore, to living and working in Sydney, to the place that we now call home, London. My parents came from different religious and cultural backgrounds. We celebrated everything. We celebrated nothing. And as life took me from one place to another, I guess the easy option was to just ease into the slipstream, to blend in. Like a sponge, I absorbed everything, and I loved it. I'm in my comfort zone in a hawker center in Singapore, speaking Singlish, digging into a spicy laksa, or enjoying the footy while having a beer and some shrimp on the barbie in Sydney. Or over the years, like every true Londoner, complaining about the weather and the tube and yet another strike has become second nature to me. Like the intricate designs in a finely woven tapestry or the layers in a millefeuille cake, these experiences and connections have made me who I am today. This identity is invisible in many respects. Multipolar, India-born, globally bred, Londoner to the core. It is intangible. And somewhere along the way, I met my wife-to-be, and then I became a dad, and suddenly, blending in had consequences. Who I am, what I did, my behaviors, my accent, started to shape, in part, the way my children saw themselves and the world around them. So by osmosis, my daughters have absorbed the Italian side of their heritage. It appeared, it felt natural, evolutionary, overt, defined. I have grappled with my desire and the challenge of passing on a slice of this culture, helping them make the connection. Now, intangible doesn't mean non-existent. Intangible in that it's difficult to pin down and stereotype, but it is as real as the diverse world in which we live. So after decades of going with the flow, manufacturing a set of behaviors for their sake made no sense. I mean, children these days struggle with issues of their own, with conforming, dealing with expectations, both real and perceived, coping with peer pressure, where interpretations of what it means to be British are evolving and contentious at times. It would be unfair of me to burden them with the expectation of having to learn about my culture, add to the confusion. So on the one hand, the risk is that this intangible culture, this intangible connection, will be erased for good. While on the other, while it might be hard yards and difficult for now, don't we owe it to them? Will they blame me in the future for not having tried? We live in London, one of the great multicultural cities of this world, a crucible for global citizens. So as global citizenship becomes ever more prevalent and societies evolve and morph, what is the meaning of heritage in this context? And what is the right balance to be struck? Well, for my part, after many fits and starts, I made a conscious effort to bring them into my world. I started to externalize what was predominantly internal to me and weave it into our everyday lives. Take food, for instance. I introduced new and diverse dishes from my childhood and other chapters of my life to our dinner table. If a piece of music or a whiff of a flavor or a snippet of a conversation evokes a memory, bringing it to life for my daughters. If we're having a debate, and we all know Alain's kids love to debate, tracing the argument back to why I think the way I do and explaining myself. Travel and more travel and exposure to the cultures I've experienced and the people I've met and the places I've visited and many others I haven't. A new and unique culture that we will create together, afresh, as a family. So have my efforts worked? Only time will tell. Every situation is personal. Each of your views will be different and diverse and subjective. And maybe the only way is to stumble through and forge your own path, replete with mistakes that you will learn from before moving forward. I think it's incumbent on us to keep this connection with our heritage going, however intangible or amorphous it might be. And perhaps then, and only then, will the intangible have found its way to the tangible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe, is worth trying for. Thank you.